Libra, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Libra love reading. Today we are going to take a look at how your romantic person of interest really feels about you here in June 2024. I'm going to look at how they feel about you, what they're thinking about you, what their intentions are toward you here as we move through June 2024. But then you know how people are, what we say we're going to do and what we actually follow through with don't always match very well. So I'm also going to take a look at what they're most likely to do as it relates to you and the connection between the two of you as we move through June 2024 and beyond. And I'm going to finish off by getting you some advice from the universe on how to best navigate the situation you're finding yourself in with them. So let's take a look at your person here, Libra. How does Libra's romantic person of interest really feel about Libra here in June 2024? Let's get 3 cards, please. Okay, where'd you go? I know you flipped over. I got one in here. They're making me dig for it. I know it's in there. I saw it flip over. Where did you go? I hate it when folks do this to me, making me work for it like that. Whenever I have to dig for cards and can't find them, that usually means that this person has probably got some stuff that they're not really coming out with. It's probably like hard to get info out of them, like pulling teeth. Bottom of the deck. Got the Knight of Wands here. This is the second fastest moving knight in the deck. This is about rushing forward and taking some rapid, passionate action on something there's a lot of passion and desire for. Sometimes this gets referred to as the player of the tarot deck. It can be that wishy-washy, in and out, back and forth kind of an energy. Someone who's playing 2 people, running back and forth between 2 people, being a player. Sometimes this just refers to someone who's not fully committed to what they say they want. So like they're gung-ho at first and they start taking all this rapid action toward the thing that they say they want, but then something happens and they pull back and they try to go a different direction, just can't stay fully committed to it. I have the Page of Cups right behind that. This is news, messages, and communications about love and emotion. So sometimes this is lovey-dovey messages, sometimes it's flirtatious behavior, the beginning stages of some new love thing where there's just talking about it right now. This can be expressing feelings. It's also a page, and the page is the lowest form of the court cards. So this can sometimes represent someone who's not fully developed emotionally or emotionally immature. I got Temperance right behind that. Every once in a while, this can be an apology. Looks like we might have somebody trying to make up with you here. I got Temperance. This is Sagittarius Major Arcana energy. This is a card of combining things together, but it's patience because it's about doing things a little bit at a time and then making fine-tuning adjustments along the way, trying to like experiment with it and adjust things to make it just right. This can sometimes represent reconciliation. In tarot, water represents love and emotions, and here the love has been separated into 2 different cups, but the angels recombining the love back together into one, like reconciling the situation here. Usually this indicates that something is severely out of balance, and this is like trying to correct that, trying to rebalance something, trying to like recalibrate it. That looks like it's talking to me about your person and potentially what happened between the 2 of you. When I look at what came out in terms of how they really feel about you, Libra, we got the 2 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the 5 of Pentacles. 2 of Cups is Cancer energy. This is a love connection between 2 people. It's also a 2, and in tarot, 2s represent a choice or a decision here. Sometimes this is going to be a choice about the connection. It looks like that's what it is. It looks like we're going to come and take some actions and probably tell you everything that you want to hear and apologize and express some feelings and try and blend the 2 of us back together here, try and get the connection back, trying to make a choice about this connection. It can sometimes represent a choice between 2 different people here, which the player typically has that kind of a choice because they're usually running back and forth between 2 different people. Central to their feelings about you, I have the Ace of Pentacles. This is a new physical, tangible opportunity presenting itself to your person, or they're viewing this as some sort of an opportunity with you. This is an opportunity, though. It's the seed that grows into the 10 of Pentacles, like the combined together lives. It's not that in and of itself. It's just got the potential to get there. But because it's an ace, you have to grab this and do something with it, or they have to grab it and do something with it. Otherwise, it's just empty potential. But it looks like they're feeling they have some sort of an opportunity with you, probably to try to blend the two of you back together here. And this 5 of Pentacles is Taurus energy. 5s are conflict and change. This is usually an abandonment, being cast aside, being left out in the cold. This is typically a breakup energy, although it can sometimes represent a pretty devastating financial loss or some devastating change in the physical environment, typically like getting kicked out or being broken up with. That's their feelings here. Let's take a look at what this person is thinking about you here in June 2024. What's going on with this person in terms of how they're thinking about Libra, please? No? Okay. Thought maybe that one was going to come out. Here I am having to dig for it again and can't find it again. There we go. Feeling like this person has something else going on that they probably don't want to talk about. Bottom of the deck here, underlying their thinking about you, we have the 6 of Cups. This is Scorpio energy of the past, thinking about the past, reminiscing about the past, thinking about the good old days and the way things used to be between the two of you. This represents a deep emotional connection, represents that there's history between the two of you. Sometimes this can represent something from the past coming back up again, or even someone from the past trying to make another lap around here. So this is looking again like they're trying to get this connection back with you. And the Chariot right behind that, Cancer's major arcana energy. This is, at its core, it's about having the will to overcome these obstacles and challenges and roadblocks and stuff that's in the way. It's like getting past all that stuff through sheer willpower alone and then moving forward successfully. Very fast, fastest energy in the deck. There is an issue of alignment with this card. You see the Black Sphinx and the White Sphinx. That represents the shadow side and the light side of a person. We all have that, but the driver doesn't have any reins. So he's got no way to control this other than willpower. And if he's not in alignment, if both of those pieces of him aren't pulling in the same direction, this thing either ain't going to go anywhere and it's every bit as stuck as the Hanged Man, or worse yet, the dark side pulls one way, the light side pulls a different way, and it kind of tears itself in half as it moves forward here. But this is like the will to overcome, probably doing a lot of thinking about the past and the history between the two of you. Do have 5 of Wands right below that. Leo energy, another 5, another conflict. Wands are about desire, so this is a conflict in their desires, like an internal conflict they're having, where a piece of them wants probably to fix this, and a piece of them probably wants something pretty much the opposite of that, and they're internally conflicted, they're torn about it, and they're pulling themselves in different directions at the same time. I kind of felt that here with the dark side and the light side pulling in different directions here. I think the thing they're conflicted about is this Ace of Wands. Now this has 2 different meanings here, and it's probably a conflict between those meanings, because one meaning is a passionate new beginning, and passion and desire. That's the phallic symbol of the tarot deck, so it represents the male you-know-what and using it to do you-know-what and sexual energy and that stuff. The other meaning is it can represent trying to re-spark a connection, trying to fire the passion back up in a connection, trying to re-spark the desire and the interest in this connection. Yeah, and probably pulling themselves in different directions. I do have a card here in their feelings that could indicate a choice between 2 different people. I got another card that can indicate that here. I have the Star in the background of all this, the Aquarius Major Arcana card. This is a card of hope and healing. This usually indicates that there's at least the hope that we can heal this, that we can put it back together. The problem here is, like, this is the card that comes after the Tower. So you don't make it to the Star energy without going through a Tower moment of some kind first, where something for this person came crashing down all around them. Usually that's like the collapse of the relationship or a collapse of a belief system. And this is the guiding light that shows up after the Tower to help guide the way forward. It's where hope and healing both come from. So I think they've got hope that they can fix this. I also think their wand probably got them in trouble. They probably put themselves into a bad spot here in terms of having a choice between you and someone else. When I look at what's actually here in their thoughts, I have the Lovers, the Hermit, and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, this is kind of interesting. This Lovers card is the major arcana version of this Two of Cups, or this is really the minor arcana version of the Lovers, but we're escalating here. And then the last column here, I've got the Five of Pentacles going up to the Ten of Pentacles, so doubling here. This is like combined together, building a life together type energy, and this is when you get kicked out and removed from that type of a thing. This Lovers card is the Gemini Major Arcana card. This represents that it's probably a powerful connection between the two of you. A long time ago, before this card was called the Lovers, it used to be called the Choice. So it represents the interconnectedness between the two of you, where they can't make decisions that don't affect you, and vice versa. You can't make decisions that don't affect them. A lot of times this indicates a choice in this connection, just like the Two of Cups does, but it's a more powerful version of that, and it can also indicate a choice between two different lovers here. So I've got the idea here that they have a strong connection with you and a deep connection with you that probably has history to it. And at the same time, I'm feeling like that not only are they wanting to spark that back up, but that there was probably someone else in the background here. This Virgo Major Arcana card, the Hermit, this is a card of withdrawal, isolation. Usually this means that the communication has shut down between the two of you, and they're probably thinking that this is you not talking anymore. Probably feeling like you cast them aside and got rid of them, and like thinking maybe I can't talk to you now. And like this is like silence. Sometimes this is ghosting. Sometimes this is you didn't get closure from this person. Sometimes, like he's got the star in his lantern. We saw the star here, the hope and the healing. This is supposed to be about like the Hermit's not really like voluntary energy. Like you normally don't volunteer to go into hermit mode. Something happens and it kind of forces you into hermit mode. It's about doing soul searching and deep inner reflection and deep contemplation, trying to figure out what do I adjust about myself so things can move forward the way I want. I'm not 100% sure that they're thinking about adjusting themselves as much as they're just thinking that you ain't talking right now. They're looking for an opportunity, I think, to be able to communicate and to be able to get this choice made and get back to this Ten of Pentacles that combine together lives, like combining together, living together. This is like living together, being married, building a life together. It's really, really strongly looking like they're trying to come back to a relationship that you probably kind of gave them the boot on, is what it looks like. Let's take a look at their intentions. What are this person's intentions toward Libra as we move through June 2024, please? Taking an extra card here. All right, underlying their intentions, we have the Four of Wands. Fours are about stability. This is Aries energy. I don't know if I told you this Virgo Major Arcana card, the Hermit. This is also a Virgo energy, the Ten of Pentacles. This is Aries energy of stability, stability of the home, stability of the family, stability of the connection between the two of you. The Four Wands represent 1111, which is the number of manifesting. They're intending to manifest stability here. This is looking strongly like you guys probably lived together, and if not, you were probably going down the path toward that. Sometimes for me, Ten of Pentacles is married people. Sometimes the Four of Wands, it's like a celebration of the home and family. It could be engagements, weddings, marriages, things like that. Got another indicator out here, King of Pentacles. That could be husband type energy. I see them present in their own energy, but I don't see Queen of Pentacles yet, which would be wife energy. So again, I'm getting multiple different variant ways to tell that you're probably not together right now. This is looking like them trying to manifest the stability and intending to do that. At the same time, I think they might not be 100% sure what you're going to say. I got King of Swords right behind that. This is a decision-making energy, but it's someone who is very emotionally disconnected when they make their decisions. They don't consult their emotions or their intuition when they decide things. They're looking strictly at the truth and the facts and what can I see and verify with my own eyes, and I'm going to decide based on logic and reason alone. I'm not going to consult my emotions whatsoever. It's not that they don't have emotions, it's they probably don't like what their emotions feel like right now, and they're not having an easy time feeling those feelings, so they're trying to logically process them, think their feelings instead of feeling their feelings. They're probably trying to not get their hopes up too high here. Even though they're intending to get something, there's probably a lot of doubt in their mind. Probably why they're coming to you as a Page of Cups instead of a King of Cups. Now this, again, news messages, communication, lovey-dovey messages, expressing feelings, I'm sorry, apology, but not fully emotionally mature. A King of Swords, like, you can't throw your emotions out the window and pretend like you don't have them. So they're trying to reconcile with you, but I think they're expecting that and intending that, but I don't know if they 100% believe that's going to happen. When I look at what their actual intentions toward you are, Libra, I get the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. A lot of pentacles out here. A lot of physical, tangible assets, resources, physical, real world stuff here. Possibly money. Seven of Pentacles is Taurus energy. This is a period of time either where they're pausing to reflect and take stock of this situation, wondering if, like, is this ever going to turn into the Ten of Pentacles that they really want with you, where you guys combine your lives together and build a life together? Or is this worth continuing to invest myself in? Or is this maybe never going to pan out the way I want it to, and maybe I should cut my losses and move on? So this would be that period of time where they contemplate that kind of stuff. It can also represent a period of time where the seeds have already been planted on something and they're waiting on that to pan out. They're waiting on it to fully develop so that they can reap the rewards of it. It would be like if you plant an apple tree today, you're not going to come outside tomorrow and get apples off of it. There's a whole process that has to happen. The tree grows, it gets leaves on it, the whole 9 yards, until you can actually pull ripe fruit off of it. There's a big lag time from when you planted the seed to when you can reap the reward. So this could be them waiting through that period of time here for a decision to be made about this connection, or even a decision to be made between two different people. Eight of Cups is also in their intentions. This is Pisces energy. This is emotionally detaching, physically walking away. This could be them. I don't know why they would be intending to walk away if they're trying to get you back. Maybe they're tired of waiting. That's probably it. I think they're a little tired of waiting. They may have already offered you this opportunity to get back together, offered their cup of love, but they're not getting an answer back from you. And maybe they're thinking about detaching and walking away here. And sometimes I'll get this when the person has got, the grass might be greener on the other side of the fence syndrome, and they got to go find out, is it better over there or not? And they always find out it's not. The grass ain't greener on whatever side of the fence. The grass is greener where you water it, where you pour yourself into it and you nurture it. So they always find out it ain't what it's cracked up to be, and then they try to come back. That could be what happened. It could even be that they're the one that left because they had a new opportunity and they had another lover, and then they weren't really talking to you about it. And now there's a period of time here going by. Maybe they're trying to come back. It could also be that they're just, they got that King of Swords energy. Maybe they think it's not going to happen. Maybe there's logical doubt in their mind and they're considering detaching and walking away. If this doesn't speed up, this Knight of Swords is the fastest knight in the deck. It's someone who rushes forward and takes this rapid, decisive action, usually on something that they didn't think about first. It's usually like spontaneous, spur of the moment, impulsive, like doing it before I thought about it, and I don't think about it until after it's already done. It usually can get somebody in trouble here, but it could just be talking about they're tired of waiting and they want some speed to this decision here. I got that husband energy, King of Pentacles. This is either Taurus or Virgo energy. I got a lot of earth sign out here. Got a little bit of Cancer, a little bit of Gemini, quite a bit of Virgo, quite a bit of Taurus, more Taurus, a little bit of Pisces, and a little bit of Aries. You could be dealing with any of those signs. You could be dealing with any sign. This is a collective reading, so it's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly who you are dealing with, because I'm not really tapping into your specific energy as an individual the same way I would if I was doing a personal reading for you. This is collective energy, so I'm tapping into tens of thousands of Libra people at once. But I'll continue to call these signs out as they stick out to me, just in case they mean anything to you. But this is either Virgo or Taurus. It usually represents husband. If not husband, it would be like the committed person that's trying to build their life around you, or you're trying to build your life around them. It's probably the other way around here. I got half the equation that builds this Ten of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is the other piece that I'm missing. So this is looking like they're trying to show up in this husband type, build your life with me type of an energy. And they probably were already in that position with you before all this happened. So it looks like they're intending to wait for a little while longer. And if this doesn't work out, they're just going to detach and walk away. But I think they want to put this back together. Let's take a look at what they're most likely to actually do as we move through June 2024 and beyond. Taking you, huh? Okay. Yeah, I think these go in this order, but I don't really think it matters at the same time. Page of Wands is underlying what they're most likely to do. This can be news messages and communicating about passion and desire, expressing what it is that they want, expressing interest here. It's also the minor arcana version of the Fool, which is about taking that blind leap of faith on something, just like leaping off the cliff and I'll figure it out on my way down. This is a more toned down version of that. This is someone who has the willingness to take the first steps down this brand new path towards something they have passion and desire for. Looks like they're expressing interest in you and wanting to move in your direction here and taking the first step, probably by communicating what it is that they want. The Queen of Pentacles, I just said, that's the other half of the equation that I was missing that builds this Ten of Pentacles. So looking like they're trying to get you back, and they're likely to try to communicate with you, even though they got all this Nine of Swords, fear, worry, and anxiety energy behind it. This is Gemini energy. This is thinking about something over and over again with all this fear and worry behind their thoughts, and doing that to the point that it stresses them out. This is mental anguish. Sleepless nights, can't concentrate on what I'm doing. The person has their eyes covered because the situation they have in their mind is so bad they don't want to look at it. Looking like they're having a lot of fear, worry, and anxiety about you. And then the Hierophant, Taurus Major Arcana energy. I have literally seen every marriage card out here. Doesn't mean you're actually married to them, although there's definitely somebody watching this that is married to this person, and there's been an abandonment here. This is being fully committed to the connection, trying to take it to the next level, advancing it to living together, being married. There's a lot of fear, worry, and anxiety about that here, probably because they did something unfair and unjust and out of balance. And this Justice Libra Major Arcana energy is showing up in the background, letting me know something not correct was going on. And this is the need to correct it, to make it right. It looks like they're most likely to come in that direction toward you and communicate about such things toward you. What's actually out here in their most likely actions, Eight of Swords, the Magician, and the Ten of Wands. Eight of Swords is Gemini energy. So it's a step back from this Nine of Swords that we saw here. It's thinking in circles still. It's being stuck in their head. It's like grinding on something over and over and over again and not being sure what's the safe step to take here, and feeling stuck and trapped and blocked because they don't know what to do, and that causes more overthinking. The person's blindfolded, so they don't have all the answers here. I don't think this person is hearing back from you when they try to communicate. I don't think that They know fully whether or not you're going to accept them when they try to come back. Probably why I'm seeing this detaching energy and this waiting energy. This is a self-imposed prison, though. Like, the way they're thinking about it is making it worse than it is. It's possible that their actions that they took maybe over a period of time have made it so that, yeah, there's no possible way I can see whether or not you're going to put up with my crap anymore. Feeling stuck. Next, I have the Magician. This is the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the Tarot deck. It's someone who's got all the tools, abilities, resources, everything they need to create the world around them to be in alignment with what their will desires. He's got all 4 aces on the table in front of him, the ones of the 4 suits, again with the 11-11 thing, the number of manifesting again. This tells me that their thoughts and their actions have created the situation that happened between the two of you, but it's also telling me that they're actively trying to manifest something with you, probably getting you back. They're feeling an opportunity to do that, but then they're thinking about the no communication and the emotional detachment, and they're stuck in their head. I know this for a fact. If you manifest from a place of fear, worry, and anxiety and thinking that over and over and over again, that's exactly how you manifest the thing you're fearful of and the thing that you're worried about. That's how you make a bunch of stuff you don't actually want. We got the 10 of Wands here and what they're also most likely to do. Sagittarius energy. This is a heavy burden that they're carrying. It's something that's weighing them down, but it is a 10, and 10s are completion. So this is supposed to be the completion of the heavy burden. This is supposed to be the spot where they lay this burden down and move on without it. Looks like they're burdened by taking actions they didn't think through very well first, and that took them from being in this 10 of Pentacles combined together life with you to being this kicked out in the cold all by myself and massive loss type of an energy here. The only thing that doesn't have anything to go with it in the column is this idea of being a husband or being that person that you're building your life with. I think that's where they're trying to get back to. I think that's why they're burdened here. This Magician is good energy in that they're trying to create the opportunity here, but there's too much negative energy in the middle of that. There's too much negative mental energy here, and that's part of the thing that's weighing them down. So that's your person here. I'm going to scoot this over just a little bit and get you some advice on how to best navigate this situation you're finding yourself in with them here and as we move through June 2024. What is the advice for Libra on how to navigate this? What should they do? What should they not do? How should they play this so it works out best for them? What's going on here again with the having to dig for it? All right. Don't know if you noticed the background is a little different now. That's because since the last time I read for you, I moved from Ohio to Texas now. So we've been in Texas for a couple of weeks at this point, and it's just taken me forever to get everything unpacked and set up and keeping up with the personal readings, just trying to get back into the swing of things here. Let's get some more advice, please. Okay, not letting me finish my sentence. Cool. Totally wonked that card out right there. Goodness. Okay, what do we got? Underlying your advice, Libra. Queen of Wands. This is usually Leo or Aries energy. It doesn't always represent a person sign, though. The Queen of Wands, she's bold and passionate and fiery and determined, and she knows exactly what she wants, and she doesn't really take no for an answer. Two of Wands right behind that. This is a fork in the road. This is a decision point for you about what is it you want your life to be like. What do you want your world to be like? And which of these two paths is going to get you to what you want? And which of these two paths do you have to leave behind in order to get what you want? This is saying make your decisions based entirely on what it is that you want, not on what this person wants, not on what your other family members want. It ain't about anybody here except you, and you need to make your decisions based on what you want and nothing else. I think there's a piece of you that wants to balance this back out. 6 of Pentacles. This can be you scratch my back, I scratch yours, like reciprocity. We take care of each other, equal give and take. That's probably what you want. The question is, did you get that? Because another meaning to the 6 of Pentacles can be the merchant here, which is your person giving to 2 people in the physical sense. And as you can see, he's got 1 person behind his back. I felt that up here with an opportunity and 2 cups and a choice between lovers. That's probably the wall that you ran into. This 9 of Wands is Sagittarius energy. This is like, it's defensive energy. It's also a healing type of an energy. Like the wounded warrior builds a wall around themselves because that's like their defense mechanism. It's how they protect themselves from getting hurt. I think they probably did hurt you. There is an opportunity to balance it out, at least from their point of view. That's what they're trying to get to. This is indicating that there is some barrier between the 2 of you balancing it out. This is probably you having to decide what you want, because this could go 2 ways. It could be they gave to someone else in addition to you, and it could be balancing it out, and there could be some hurt that happened to you and you're defensive because of that. But I got that 4 of Wands behind it again, 11-11 again, like manifesting what you want, stability of home, family, connection. There could be a wall in the way of that. And it could be that you're kind of torn. Normally, I don't have the Queen of Wands show up when you're not incredibly clear on what you want. It's sometimes I get that, but it's not very often. Much more often than I get her where like you know exactly what you want. It could be also saying that what you don't want is walls put in the way and someone giving to 2. What you do want is actual stability here, and what you've been getting is some very difficult situation that's been hard to make it through, and you've had to dig down inside yourself and tap into all of your internal strength in order to make it through. Sometimes this is an energy of you trying to tame this beast inside yourself, trying to rein yourself in and hold yourself back. If you're conflicted about this, it's feeling like you're trying to like protect yourself, and you're feeling like maybe I want to go into this again, but then there's that other piece of you like, no dude, like back that down a notch. That's all underlying your advice. What actually came out in your advice: 5 of Cups, Death, Ace of Wands, the Emperor, and the Page of Swords. Wow, this seems very, very clear. 5 of Cups is sadness and remorse and regrets about the past. It's about the emotional loss that you feel when all the cups get spilled out, and all the love and emotions and time, effort, and energy that's been spilled and wasted. In a typical normal tarot deck like the one I used at the beginning, the guy has 2 cups in the background behind him, and he's focused on everything he's lost, and he's feeling that loss. It's about what you focus on dictates to you what emotions you feel. And the 2 cups that are always in the background represent that you still feel a connection, which is what keeps you focused on everything that you've lost. The connection can sometimes keep you fixated on this thing I don't have anymore, and it keeps you stuck. Well, here in this particular deck, the guy has picked up those remaining 2 cups that still have emotions and love in it, and he's dumping those out himself because he realizes the connection I still feel is what's keeping me stuck in these negative emotions that I don't want to be in. So he dumps it all out himself. Next, I have Death, which is more Scorpio energy. I don't know if I said it, that's Scorpio energy. This is the Scorpio Major Arcana. It's something dying. It's something coming to an end. No other way to really put that. It's like dead and over with. Ace of Wands. See, there's the other option, though. You could have this re-sparking of the connection that's dead and over with. It's really feeling like the reason it's dead and the reason why you're wanting to pour the cups out is because of the wand, the phallic symbol of the deck, the passionate new beginning, them not being able to control this thing. Emperor energy here for you in your advice. This is take control, charge of the situation. It's you set the boundaries, you lay the law down, you make the rules, you call all the shots here. If there is going to be a re-sparking of this connection, you got to be the one in control, because when they were in control, the fields were burning here. Fire, passion, desire, the wand. I think they had some stuff going on in the background that probably caused problems. This Page of Swords is news, messages, communications. It's also the energy of someone who's trying to learn something, trying to figure something out. Like sometimes this is spying, doing your research, like scoping somebody out, trying to figure out what the hell's going on with them, like trying to figure out what to do. I mean, technically what I'm doing right here qualifies as Page of Swords, but like snooping on social media, asking people about it, this could just be telling me that you eventually figured out what was going on in the background here. You figured out that they had this Ace of Wands thing going, and if that's the case, this would be indicating like, I can't unsee what I saw. I can't forget the truth that I know happened. It could be why there's been this abandonment here. They could have just like spur of the moment did some stupid stuff and brought another person in as soon as they had the opportunity to do that. And this looks to me like it's telling you, you got to, first of all, you got to know exactly what you want and pick only that path based on only what you want, not what they want, not what anybody else wants. And by definition, you have to go, you can't go left and right at the same time. You have to pick a path and leave the other path behind. And it looks like it's instructing you to dump this connection out, to dump the cups of love out and call it dead and over with and release it. Now, if you still have questions you want answered about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Libra love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.